The release of the NFL schedule is scheduled for Wednesday, May 14th. As a result, it feels timely to discuss some forecasts at this point of the year when not much is taking place. We will learn about the schedule on that date, so it's advisable to stay alert, as there might be a live conversation that could be quite entertaining. Reflecting on last year's schedule, there were several noteworthy elements, including just 3 primetime games. An international matchup took place in London against a specific team, along with a Thanksgiving game featuring another team, which served as a significant farewell for a well-known player. Moreover, last season had an unusual feature where all 6 divisional games were arranged for the last 2 months, leading to a congested schedule. It seems improbable that this will occur again. A more evenly spread arrangement is anticipated, with some games nearing the end of the season and during Week 18, which has typically been the pattern over the years. Now, let's examine the opponents. The opponents have been identified for a while. In home games, the divisional clashes will involve teams from Detroit, Green Bay, and Minnesota. Additionally, other teams will visit alongside those from a few prominent franchises. To be honest, the home schedule looks manageable. Securing at least 6 wins out of 8 games is crucial, particularly since the away games are projected to be considerably more challenging. Every divisional encounter will pose difficulties, with teams such as Philadelphia and Washington intensifying the competition. Baltimore and Cincinnati also stand as tough adversaries, and another team will likely prove to be formidable. The matchup against a certain team should be within reach, yet it still presents a challenge on the road. Thus, achieving a home record of 6 wins and 2 losses is vital, raising the question of whether it's realistic to claim 3 to 4 victories while away. This viewpoint emerges when contemplating how to reach a total of 9 or 10 wins for the season. Indeed, it will be an away game, so the objective is to secure 6 victories and 2 defeats at home. Is there a possibility of achieving 3 or 4 wins on the road? This serves as the perspective from which the effort to build a season with 9 or 10 victories is assessed. Comprehensive coverage will be available throughout the off-season regarding all developments, including the schedule release on Wednesday. Therefore, it's essential to keep up with all updates. When it comes to game predictions, there's a genuine belief surrounding this. There's a real possibility that a certain team may be selected for the season opener against Philadelphia. The defending champions typically start the season on Thursday night, with broadcasting shifting to another network for the remaining games. There is substantial potential in this scenario. Whether a specific commentator intentionally referenced this or it was merely a casual observation is unclear, but a remark they made piqued interest. They expressed enthusiasm about covering a game involving a team early in the season. One wonders if this was aimed at the initial week or if it was a broader comment. Nonetheless, when analyzing the potential matchups for Philadelphia, it does not seem probable that a divisional game will be chosen. Could the matchup feature a certain team? It is indeed possible, but it remains uncertain if that will transpire, as Thursday night matchups may involve any team. Another pairing may yield impressive ratings. More significant divisional games, as the season advances, will undoubtedly attract attention. Therefore, it is believed that those clashes will be scheduled for later. There is also the potential of seeing a matchup against yet another team. The encounter with a certain team is intriguing, yet it's difficult to envision a game against another team taking place. Additionally, there are the Bears this year. If they can replicate the performance of a team from a few years back, it wouldn't resemble that particular moment when the league arranged a game featuring one team against another on the opening Thursday night, generating considerable buzz around that team. It's recognized that they finished the previous year strongly, but the team in question, a possibility of the teams repeating past feats, takes us back to a significant moment in history when one team faced off against another in an opening Thursday night game, raising questions about their capabilities. The conclusion of the previous season saw one team finishing strong, while the opposing team underperformed. Despite claiming a victory in the final week, their overall performance reflected a tough season. In contrast, the other team finished with great momentum, generating a lot of excitement among their fans. With a strong market presence, a young, confident coach, and a promising offensive line, there's a wealth of untapped talent on the roster. It wouldn't be a surprise if this team were chosen to face a prestigious team in the season opener. Facing a superior opponent early in the season is often advantageous before they find their rhythm. With a new offensive coordinator, early challenges may arise for the quarterback, who had a standout season previously. Therefore, a prediction is made, a matchup to kick off the season on Thursday night. Should this situation come to fruition, it promises to be an exciting game. Regardless of the exact timing, the opening night is set to be a vibrant experience. In this matchup, there is little to lose if it materializes. The prospect of witnessing the game in a specific city to kick off the season invites expressions of opinion, which can be presented simply. This year's Christmas Day matchup, featuring a traditional rivalry, is anticipated, possibly with a double or even triple header, as the dedication to this tradition remains strong. With Christmas falling on a Thursday this year, plans are for a triple event. There is an expectation for scheduled games, hinting at the revival of an old rivalry. A significant win was claimed in the final week of last season. An intriguing comment made during an early press conference revealed a preference for defeating a renowned coach, indicating the intention to continue this trend. The coach's response suggested defensiveness when questioned about the rivalry, hinting at underlying tensions. The upcoming game promises to reignite the excitement, especially if both teams show improvement. Imagine the atmosphere, a historic field, the two teams facing off on Christmas Day, with snow gently covering the ground. The league has a taste for celebrating the holiday and will surely seek engaging matchups, ensuring that the rivalry remains the focus, regardless of the team's standings. Shifting gears to the Packers, even indirectly, Aaron Rodgers is about to make his return to Soldier Field for a Sunday night game. This expectation is based on the assumption, which I still consider feasible, that Aaron Rodgers will sign a contract with the Steelers. If he wants to continue his career, it seems that this is the only team suited for him right now. He may wait to see if other opportunities arise due to injuries, but I imagine he will ultimately join Pittsburgh. The Steelers will visit Soldier Field this season, providing him with the chance to play at a venue where he has had much success in the past. Personally, I hope this happens, as seeing his final game at Soldier Field in a loss would be quite satisfying, considering I believe the Bears are a stronger team than the Steelers at present. Their team seems more robust, and the coaching staff appears capable. It would be an occasion to potentially humiliate Aaron, something noteworthy considering how many times he has done the same to the Bears in recent years. Those organizing the schedule may be envisioning this scenario, thinking we hope he signs there, and thus planning for a Sunday night showdown in October, possibly around Halloween, or a bit earlier in week 6 or 7. So, this is my prediction: Steelers versus Bears for the Sunday night game. And let's not forget the last meeting between these two teams. I'm confident he will sign there. What do you think of a night game in October, perhaps close to Halloween, or even a little earlier, in the 6th or 7th week of that period? Therefore, this is my prediction: Steelers versus Bears for the night game. Additionally, let's not forget that the last time these two teams met in prime time was possibly the most memorable game of Justin Fields' career with the Bears. Unfortunately, the Bears were hurt by an incident involving contact with the referee, even though, in reality, it was the referee who bumped into Tim, and the true fans remember that situation, right? So, the Bears may seek revenge for this loss as well. Currently, Colston Loveland jerseys are available for pre-order. You can find them online. Don't miss your chance to grab Colston Loveland's number 84 jersey today. Now, we have Caleb facing Jaden on Fox. Just like last year, it's an afternoon game aired by Fox. I imagine the NFL is focusing on this quarterback duel, with both playing in prominent markets, Washington, D.C. and Chicago. They both have bright futures ahead of them. Of course, Jaden is already well established, while Caleb has shown potential. The way last year's game unfolded, with a lot of drama and a fourth-quarter exchange of points, was impressive. I think the scheduling process is such that networks compete for specific games. It's not like NBC can just pick the 17 games it wants. It operates on a rotation. Therefore, Fox will pick certain games it prefers, just as CBS, ESPN, Amazon, and others will. Honestly, I believe Fox will be determined to get this matchup, especially because it garnered notable viewership last year, mainly due to the dramatic finish involving the Hail Mary, which many of us would like to forget. I hope we can take revenge against Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, as that win was taken from us, resulting in one of my greatest disappointments on the platform. Did you get over it? Did you? It's okay if not. Just be honest. Have you gotten over it? Personally, I have, because I believe that in the grand scheme of things, it might have accelerated the end of the Eberflus era. Now, I'm not saying the Bears would have made the playoffs last year if that incident hadn't happened, but they would have finished with 5 wins and 2 losses. Who knows what could have happened? I doubt they would have lost to Arizona and New England in the following weeks. I certainly don't think they would have lost the next one. The acceleration toward the end of the Eberflus era is noticeable. I'm not saying the Bears would have made the playoffs last year if that hadn't occurred, but it's possible they would have had a 5-win, 2-loss record. Making predictions is tricky, but I don't think they would have had a weak performance against Arizona and New England in the next 2 weeks. I definitely don't imagine they would have lost the 9 games that followed, as happened last year. It's a complex situation. I can say I'll totally get over it if they perform well this year and manage to beat Washington, as that would make all these issues seem like a thing of the past. It will always be a memory, but it lingers, and when they play this year, perhaps the iconic moment mentioned will come up multiple times during the broadcast. It's very likely that it will happen, at least once every quarter. Without a doubt, that will be a memorable moment. I believe they will exploit this situation. We don't know if we're looking at the next Brady or Manning. Jaden had a standout season last year, and Caleb had an inconsistent rookie year. We're not sure if both will become stars, but as long as that possibility exists, they'll certainly capitalize on it. Before analyzing the week-by-week predictions for the schedule, a player's return to Detroit for the second night of football is something to consider. I'm not sure when that will happen. In Week 1, they'll face Philadelphia, but it may occur later in the season, perhaps closer to the end of September. This is a matchup they surely want to showcase in prime time, as Detroit has established itself as the team to beat in this division in recent years. The current coach of the Chicago Bears, who worked with Dan Campbell for a good while, is quite confident, which could intensify this rivalry. There are many connections between the franchises, including the arrival of this player and some assistant coaches. Now, let's take a quick look at the predictions for the schedule. I've already mentioned the Eagles in Week 1 for Thursday night's game. Then, they'll have the Giants and Packers at home in the following weeks, along with a game in Detroit. In Week 4, there will be a Monday night game, and in Week 5, a matchup against the Saints at home. In Week 6, the game will be in San Francisco. In Week 7, there will be a clash with the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers on Sunday night. After that, we'll have a bye week before an important matchup in Washington, set for Sunday afternoon in Week 9. The Browns will visit in Week 10, and in Week 11, we'll have an intriguing Thursday night game. In Week 12, we'll face the Cowboys. Week 13 will be Thanksgiving week, but no game is scheduled for that day. It doesn't seem like any team will play on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Therefore, in Week 13, we'll play in Minnesota on a Sunday. Week 14 will bring a game in Baltimore. Week 15 will feature the second matchup with the Lions, and in Week 16, we'll play the Raiders. Week 17 will see us playing in Green Bay, a game that will take place on Christmas Day. Finally, in Week 18, we'll host the Vikings, where an interesting rivalry could arise. These are some predictions for the schedule, with bold analyses and a look at the timeline. I don't know if I'll. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Chicago Bears head coach, Ben Johnson, has voiced deep concerns over the team's performance during the training camp, expressing his worry about the low level of intensity and preparation shown by his players. The preseason is usually a time for teams to sharpen their skills and build chemistry, but Johnson has been left unsettled by the Bears' lackluster showing in recent practices. As one of the most anticipated teams in the league, the Bears had high hopes for the upcoming season, but the signs from their training sessions have not been promising. Despite a revamped roster and fresh additions to the squad, the Bears' training camp has been marred by inconsistencies, with several key players failing to meet expectations. Johnson, known for his meticulous approach to coaching, has not shied away from expressing his dissatisfaction, as he believes the team is not performing at the level required to compete in the highly competitive NFC North Division. "I'm honestly concerned. We are not where we need to be at this point," Johnson admitted during a recent press conference. "We have to be better. The intensity is not there, and we need to get our guys into the right mindset. If we don't turn this around quickly, it's going to be a long season." The Bears, who finished last season with a disappointing record, were expected to make strides this year with new talent in key positions. Quarterback Justin Fields, now entering his third year in the league, has been touted as one of the most promising young quarterbacks in the NFL. However, his growth as a leader on the field has been hindered by the overall sluggishness of the offense during training. There have also been concerns about the defense, a unit that was expected to bounce back after a lackluster performance in 2024. Despite significant investments in free agency to bolster the defensive line and secondary, the Bears have been struggling to create pressure on opposing quarterbacks, and the secondary has been exposed in various scrimmages. Johnson's frustration has become more evident as the camp progresses. "We're just not executing the way we should," he said. "The players know the plays, they know the game plan, but we're not translating that into results on the field." The coach's concerns are not just limited to on-field performance, but also reflect the team's mental approach. Johnson has emphasized the importance of discipline and focus, stressing that the Bears must be mentally prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. With the regular season fast approaching, time is running out for the Bears to address their issues. While Johnson remains hopeful that the team can turn things around, his recent comments suggest that the pressure is mounting as the season opener draws nearer. Fans and analysts alike will be closely watching the team's progress over the next few weeks, as Chicago's hopes for a successful 2025 campaign hinge on the Bears finding their form before the real action begins. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.